in Israel, where Netanyahu has said that the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees has been totally infiltrated, according to him, by Hamas. And this comes after several nations have suspended funding over Israeli allegations that about 12 members of the UNRWA, that is the UNRWA staffers, had taken part or had aided in the attack that took place on the 7th of October. Now, Netanyahu has also called for the closure of the UNRWA as the Israeli forces have conducted more airstrikes in the Gaza Strip. This also comes amidst diplomatic efforts for a ceasefire and the release of hostages in the enclave.
And I think it's time that the international community and the UN itself understand that UNRWA's mission has to end. UNRWA is self-perpetuating. It is self-perpetuating also in its desire to keep alive the Palestinian refugee issue. And we need to get other UN agencies and other aid agencies replacing UNRWA if we're going to solve the problem of Gaza as we intend to do.
Now, during a United Nations Security Council meeting in Gaza, the Palestinian United Nations ambassador emphasized on the importance of UNRWA. Now, he's warned against any measures that would be tantamount to collective punishment of the 30,000 UNRWA staff members and the millions of Palestinian refugees who in fact benefit from the United Nations agency's services.
Since you all recognize the importance of UNRWA's role and its invaluable contribution, I trust that those who decided to suspend their funding will speedily revise their decision.
Meanwhile, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said that the UNRWA is in fact the backbone of all humanitarian responses in the Gaza Strip.
I underscore the importance of keeping UNRWA's vital work going to meet the dire needs of civilians in Gaza and to ensure its continuity of services to Palestinian refugees in the occupied West Bank, Jordan, Lebanon and Syria. UNRWA is the backbone of all humanitarian response in Gaza.
Netanyahu, remember, has positioned itself as a peacemaker, calling for a ceasefire and also a Palestinian state. Now, speaking on the UNRWA, China's ambassador to the United Nations said that individual cases should not dilute attention in pursuing a ceasefire. The United States is actively pursuing a second hostage deal as well as humanitarian assistance to the Gaza Strip. The American Secretary of State Antony Blinken has discussed optimizing humanitarian aid and post-conflict restructuring with the United Nations coordinator. The Blinken committed to swift collaboration with Israel and Egypt to ensure aid agencies are able to reach the northern part of the Gaza Strip. On the other hand, the United States National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and also the top Israeli official Ron Dermer has held a strategic meeting in Washington, D.C. The Sullivan and Dermer's meeting focused on the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza and advancing negotiations for the release of hostages taken by Hamas. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.